up, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. We're going to read your tarot cards. As always, guys, these are general messages here on YouTube, so not everything I say will resonate with every single one of you out there. Know that in advance. Have some realistic expectations. Only take away what speaks to you, what resonates, what motivates, inspires. Leave the rest, assume it's going on to someone else. Yeah, we're going to go back to my kind of traditional love readings for this week, just to, I don't know, it's spring. There's like a lightness in the air. Let's see what's coming in romantically. All right, you got cards sticking out already, so we're going to do your person first. All right, we'll see what's coming in for you. See, you got two queens over here. Actually, no, I'm sorry. You have a divine pairing. I beg your pardon, Scorpio. You have the King and Queen of Swords. You got to read the actual things below. You can't just take it at face value. Two females. Modern Witch Tarot. Two females. All right, let's get three cards on Scorpio's side, their energy. I feel like I'm being told to switch decks, so I'm going to honor that. Okay. So you have a divine pairing and possibly a child in between, which is really interesting. So it could be that you guys are interested in someone who's maybe going through a divorce. It doesn't have to be. It could be that you have eyes for someone who is already in a relationship. If that's the case, what is between this couple? For the most part, it seems like something that has a lot of value, that has a lot of room for growth. Pages also frequently represent children and students, so the idea of kind of knowledge and growth. If, for the few of you who are kind of engaging or waiting on someone who is already taken, I don't know, I kind of see that growing, to be honest, even the way that this queen is facing the king. It's like she's welcoming in conversation about children or about growing or about business. Unless, of course, this is you. So let's see what comes up on your end. For others of you, it's possible that you may flat out know that your person is considering a divorce, but it's very likely someone who had children from a previous marriage. So I will clarify it as much as I can. Let's see what's coming up in Scorpio's energy, please. Let's get three cards for Scorpio. Ace of Cups, love it. All right. And the thing is, I almost think that this is being offered to you. The way the pictures are sort of faced, it's like someone's offering a cup to this section, if that makes sense. And this is sort of your energy I'm reading for. So let's see. Yeah, all right. Nine of Pentacles. So especially for my I think this is clarifying. This is for the single Scorpios. And if you're not, that's cool. It might not be your reading this week. Hold on. Let's see what else. Give me one more. Let's see. Yeah, bringing something back together. Okay, interesting. The Star. So, could involve an Aquarius or a Leo. I actually think this has really nice vibes around it. I'm getting sort of an unusual message too for some of you. I'm hearing the word like amicable, and I think of like amicable split, amicable divorce. So especially if you were engaged with an air sign, and I don't mean engaged, let's just say you were dating, considering, married to, whatever, interacting with an air sign romantically, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It seems like it may have gone through like a trial separation or an amicable, let's try some time apart. And again, this won't be everyone's message, but if it is, I'm happy to relay it for you. It kind of seems like after some time apart, kind of absence makes the heart grow fonder. So again, if no one here is married, it seems like what's between you guys still has a lot of value. There's something of substance here that I think there's going to be more discovered. The reason why I do think essentially this feels more kind of like reunion-esque is because the way this is positioned, it's coming into the single Scorpio. Something about this is very Scorpionic. And also, it's being clarified with the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Needles in this deck. And I don't hate it simply because if I'm going off the imagery and what I have for cards, it's like, yeah, maybe somebody put their walls up, or there was, you felt like you were kind of put in a difficult position where maybe you needed to try time apart, but then it's almost uncomfortable. There's something about that I think it has to do with your questioning if you made the right decision. And do you see how she's, Jack and Sally, right? Sally's literally sewing it back together. I think you're going to try and make this work. I think after, my single ladies card, Nine of Pentacles, time apart, I think someone's going to come back and be like, do you want to try it again? And I think all the more reason why the Star, the idea of hopes and wishes and dreams, long-term plans, feeling divinely guided towards what could be a soulmate or a really kind of like divine pairing or a really strong suited match. These are people who operate with a lot of logic, with a lot of intelligence, and I do very much associate that energy with Scorpio, right? Though you are a water sign, and yes, you are very intuitive, there's something, I'm not going to be able to explain it correctly. I can already feel myself struggling for words. There's like I wanted to say like a higher octave that you guys use when making those decisions. There is, though you are a water sign, there's something, I don't know, this feels like this could be a very good pair for you. And again, double down on the fact if you were engaged with an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or maybe you strongly resonate as that. Maybe you have an Aquarius moon or something like that, right? And then I even like this too, especially because this specific card, there is an element here of having children. That's a whole other story. But I almost feel like the inner child in you feels like you're called to this person because there's something that is very, I don't know, I wanted to say maybe like carefree and innocent about the way you guys connected, or when you're with them, there's like this childlike wonderment about the world. It seems like you guys have the ability to be very young at heart and, you know, seek life's adventures out while still, you know, maintaining responsibility, you know, acting like adults, right? And maybe there was a sort of a balancing act of trying to find that sweet spot where maybe someone was very serious and the other person was very just like, you know, YOLO. So maybe there was like it's almost like opposites attract in a way. It's like something about this was so good, but it didn't come without a little bit of kind of like ironing out the wrinkles of, ooh, well, we don't approach that situation, you know, exactly the same. But again, is that reason to throw it out? I think some of you are starting to realize the beauty of your differences and how you guys kind of balance each other out, equal each other out, you know, Libra energy, right? With that Queen of Swords. I think especially this person, whoever the Queen of Swords represents, is wanting to engage more with the King of Swords. And I don't know why, I just get this vibe that that's you in this spread. I think you're the King of Swords. I think whoever this Queen of Swords is, male or female, and maybe this is for the cross-watchers, I don't know, especially my female air sign cross-watchers, I have a feeling this person's going to reach out to you with at least some sort of emotional offer. It could be an apology, but more than anything, I think it's like, let's sew this back together. What we have is good, and it's not worth letting it crumble apart just because it didn't work out once. I think there's mutual respect, and I think there's mutual excitement to get this to work, because I do think there's love here. I do think there's an energy of warmth and wanting to grow and develop alongside this person. What I was going to say about, I just love the Sun card. I love her little face. It's like she got her wish. The fact that it kind of, like the two bottom of the decks, it's like, it has to do with your hopes and dreams and wishes. I could even see, like, you know, in metaphor, the dog, the idea of starting a family, like, you know, some big step in the relationship, some big commitment. The idea of loyalty, dogs and tarot always represent loyalty, a big word I associate with Scorpio as well. All the cross watchers are going, not my Scorpio. I'm just kidding. Her little face, though, it's just like she got her wish. She's just like, yes, I'm so happy. Like, you know, this person who decided to, you know, take a break or whatever. It's like they reached out and they're like, you know what, I'm having second thoughts because, like, I do really dig you, Scorpio. And then they just feel like, yes, oh my God, like the moment I've been waiting for. So again, I do want to underscore, I want this to be, you know, your message if it is, but I do want you to come in with realistic expectations. It's a general reading, so I'm always going to be a big advocate for don't put your life on pause for someone, and there's nothing that says that you can't flip the script and be the one who reaches out and breaks the ice first. I know that's not always what we love to do, but if this relationship means that much, it needs to be a two-way street where both people are willing to negotiate and have, I'm hearing contract negotiations, so maybe marriage contract, right? Both people need to put in the effort to like sew this back together, because I think you both had a similar sense about, is this the right one? Maybe it happened very quickly and it got off to the races very quickly and exciting, but maybe it was like too much too soon, or you guys got into it too fast and it was like too much all at once. So in a sense, you had to kind of filter through the logic of, okay, well, what am I actually doing? How do I actually feel, rather than just acting on maybe impulse or something that maybe, I don't mean to offend, but something a little bit more like childish or childlike, or a little bit more immature of just like, oh, I love this person, let's just do it. It's like, oh, but you know, this is a bigger responsibility than just let's do it, right? So, and again, some of you, this may even involve a discussion about children. Some of you may be engaging with someone who already has a child from a previous marriage, and you guys are thinking about adding another to the mix. Yeah, I actually don't get a lot of third-party stuff. I get the idea of someone who's wanting to build with you. This could also involve a Capricorn. It doesn't have to, but I also think there's a message here of saying, just make sure you're kind of filtering this through the analysis of, yes, logic and intelligence, but where are you letting fear sort of impede upon this and essentially ruin or diminish what could be really beautiful. Make sure it doesn't become codependent. I'm saying all this because the devil card is showing up, but even so, I don't get a terrible vibe from this. I think for a lot of you, there was fear of having children or something about this stepping up to become more of a responsibility or reaching some sort of milestone in a relationship. It made it very real. And I think this happens, right? It doesn't mean you don't love the person, but you get to a point where like, oh, I'm in this. Like, you know, it's like there's no turning back. Are you in or are you out? And I think some of you just had that moment of, I just need a second to like think about this. And maybe that started a conversation and it kind of spun out of control, you know, Eight of Swords. But I see this coming back together, Scorpio. I do. I see many cards indicating, you know, wishes and joy and happiness and, you know, whatever, babies or, yeah, just like this very spring-like energy. Just like, yeah, let's try it again. Let's reinvigorate this. Let's get that spark back, that energy back. So I like it. I do. I like it a lot. How am I doing for time? 11. We'll do one more quick one because you're my Scorpios and I love you. We'll switch decks. Let's see. What deck? Let's do this one. Why not? This one has like a cooler tone, and by that I mean like the color tone is cooler. So I don't know. I don't use it as much because it always feels a little bit. But let's see. We'll see if we can get some happy vibe messages off of it. But yeah, there's like I don't know how to describe it. There's like a heaviness to this deck, but I know some of you are like, well, don't use it then. Let's just see. Let's just try it. I want to give this deck the benefit of the doubt. This is Heaven and Earth Tarot. The World. Hey, that's pretty. I like that. The World talks about conclusions, completions, graduations, reestablishing balance in your own life. Coming through a difficult obstacle or challenge or life cycle, coming through on the other end and feeling more brave, feeling more invigorated, feeling more bold, not being afraid to be vulnerable, right? That's what sort of her nudity represents there. It's like, this is me and this is who I am and I'm proud of it. So male or female, right? Yeah, this card is very closely associated with Saturn, so it does indicate that obstacles, you've been able to push through a lot of obstacles. Or if you're still currently doing that, the end sight isn't near. It's like you're at the end of the tunnel, light at the end of the tunnel. I also very much associate this card with musicians. Her little wands there, I'm sure it's an homage to like, you know, the magician or something, but it looks like drumsticks to me. It always looks like something about drums, like a drummer. Or I would even say like in metaphor, like what is it, dancing to the beat of your own drum, celebrating your own uniqueness, not doing things because everybody else does it, which I think is like a beautiful metaphor for when you relate it to Saturn, because Saturn is so much about tradition, if that makes any sense. And I think that's why she's graduated, because she understands like the importance of her hard work, but also not being afraid to go a little bit off center or off kilter in order to achieve her own fulfillment, achieve her own wishes. And then you have the Page of Wands, the Princess of Wands. All right. One more. Tiger. What does that mean to some of you? Tiger. Is that like a spirit animal? Is that, I don't know, maybe it's the name of your pet. Something about a tiger. Tigress. Maybe you're just a sexy female out on the prowl. Maybe you've done some healing work. Maybe you've been out of a long relationship and you've been doing a lot of introspection. And maybe, yeah, I could see this like you're putting yourself out there again. Oh, hello, right? At the end of this kind of, I don't want to jinx it and say the end, but nearing the completion of sort of this cycle we've gone through with the whole pandemic thing and vaccines coming out. Maybe you're feeling like you're coming out of the world for the first time again. It's like you're being rebirthed into the world, and there's a little bit of magic. There's a new spark inside of you. Maybe you're starting to see things in a different way. You're curious to go out and explore. There's like an adventurous spirit, a curiosity about the Page of Wands here. And then let's see, the Nine of Cups. I like that. You're going after your wish fulfillment. So maybe after a period of I just keep wanting to say isolation, even though it's not the Hermit. It's just the vibe I get. It's like you're presenting yourself out to the world. You may be going public with something very symbolic in Aries season, the idea of being the focus, the center, something to do with your ego, your identity, and expressing it to the world. Something maybe you've been working on in the background for a long time. It's almost like you're ready to launch the website, right? The World Wide Webs. But there's wish fulfillment in it. So even if you're just kind of following the, I'm almost getting the idea of like following the scent of something, like I feel called to do it and I don't really know all the answers, but I just feel inclined to do it. I would continue to do that, Scorpio, because there's wish fulfillment there. You have the Star again. You've had the Star a couple times, so possibly something with an Aquarius might be coming in for you. Two very different star cards. I don't think it's meant to be, but this one looks uber sexual to me. It seems like she's posing, like, I know you're watching me. Maybe that's what you're doing on social media. You're just like, I know. Click, click, click. I'm just kidding. Yeah, possibly. You literally have the two wish fulfillment. You have the minor arcana and the major arcana sort of clarifying each other. So this is big. This is bigger than you think it's going to be. Whatever that, again, that metaphor of like following the scent of it, you're on the trail of something. And it's not exactly tangible yet with Cups energy and even the Star. It's like you're being divinely guided towards something. So really you're just going off your hunch. You're going off sort of that gut reaction, that feeling, that intuition. That's going to lead you to exactly where you're supposed to be. And maybe this is romantically, maybe this is career-wise. And then you have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you've been busy at work creating a solid foundation for yourself, and it may not feel like that because maybe you don't have much to show for it, but don't underestimate the value of the internal work you've been doing because it shows a lot of strength of character, everything that you've been doing up until now. So now that you have the solid foundation, it is a good time to start sort of putting yourself out there again. Again, moving away from the comfort zone. It's not abandoning what you've already created, because I think what you've created, it's cozy, but I'm getting it's time to add to it. Four of Pentacles, it's like, it's good, it's solid, but, you know, no risk, no reward. Or if we just stay here, it's never really going to grow. It's not to say what we have isn't good or bad or anything. It's just, okay, now what? Now it's time to be the adventurer again. It's kind of, yeah, a good time to take a risk and put yourself out there. For some of you, there could be joining worlds or a collaboration with a Leo specifically. I don't know why I'm being so drawn to this card. Why is this card coming up? There's something about like weeding out the snakes. I actually literally am seeing someone in a garden and having a snake come and like, you know, I almost see it as like a spirit guide, but I almost think, and I don't do fear-based readings, because sometimes I think snakes are very lucky, right? Especially for Scorpio, the idea of transformations, shedding of the skin. That's definitely part of it. The idea of shedding the skin, shedding the layers, being your authentic, vulnerable self. Don't question that. I almost see a snake in the grass as someone who may be coming in as a past karmic in terms of challenging you on where you are at currently in your spiritual development. And I think you've really raised the bar. I think you've come into your own. There's been huge progress made about your individual path right now. And there's something about a snake in the grass comes in and it's like, don't fall for the bait. Don't take the bait. I think it has to do with an ex coming back and not just that person who, more or less, it doesn't matter who they are or what they are, whether they were a narcissist, yada, yada, yada. Don't care. It's like they're there to see if it's still a trigger. And so you're going to know. And if it is still a trigger, then it says, ooh, okay, that's fine, but we got a little more work to do. And if they come through and you're just like, no, I'm good. I'm not going to, like, I don't need that one anymore. You're going to know that you graduated. There's someone around you who's very protective of you. And again, it could be a spirit guide, but I'm almost getting this is like a best friend or a family member. When that ex comes slithering back, male or female, there's something about like, I'm literally getting like a best friend, like, don't you ever talk to her again. Like someone is, do you see how this lion, there's just something about someone who's very vocal about protecting you. And that's your homie. That's your soul tribe member. That's however you want to say it. That person's got your back. Loyalty has been big with them. And it might be your Leo friend. There's someone who's very protective of you. And I think all along they were trying to guide you away from someone who potentially, they just had a darker energy about them. I don't think this person who's protective of you is doing it with any sort of malintent or, you know, their own ego is fat. No, like it was very much like, I got you, you're my person. And like, they just saw something negative in someone else who was approaching you and they were just like, nope, like I don't like this. And I don't think they were physically coming between you guys. I think it was more of like it was just like talk therapy. This friend was really trying to get you to not put that, you know, ex on a pedestal or rose-tinted glasses or see them in a certain light. I think this person was like, but they don't treat you right. Like it's that kind of, they were really trying to get you to see what they saw the whole time. Yeah, it was about a lover. It could have been about a Gemini. Or the spirit guide or whoever this is who's looking out for you could be a Gemini as well. Yeah, don't take the bait. There's someone slithering in the grass. They're coming back and their behavior hasn't changed. They're the same old storyline. So you've changed. So honor that part of you that doesn't need them anymore. That's moved on because it's something more mature. It was just it's essentially like, don't settle for less than you deserve. You've done a lot of work on yourself to get to this point. And guys, this could even have to do with job offers, right? Not settling for salaries that are less than you really need to survive, right? It's not about ego. It's not about materialism. It's like, no, like, I have great skills. I'm worth more than what you're offering. So, thanks, but no thanks. One more card. Yeah, you've done a lot of growing. 3 of Pentacles. Teamwork. You actually have 3 of Pentacles twice, too. So there could be something very good coming in about a collaboration with friends. And if you are looking for love, I would not discount the fact of meeting someone through a friend. That seems like, it just seems like something might be coming in that direction. Again, especially with a Capricorn or a Leo. You have a couple cards of Leo coming through. So, and Aquarius. We got a lot of Aquarius. So, Scorpio, that's what I got for you. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you next Monday for more tarot. Bye, guys.